watched the game adaptation of The Last of Us? In all honesty, definitely not. I think the episode was amazing, and I think a lot of people can agree. So let's dive into why that is. Season 1 will be covering Last of Us Part 1, as well as the DLC Left Behind. So we will be seeing the key elements of Ellie's backstory during the season, so that will be very cool to see. I'm sure we have a Season 2 in the works for Part 2. So on Rotten Tomatoes, the critic rated The Last of Us at 99%, and the audience at 96%. So I think a lot of people were very hesitant on The Last of Us, because a lot of the times when people try to make games into TV shows, they'll try to change it and it's not what people loved. I think so far episode 1 was very true to the game. Obviously there are some smaller differences, but it is a lot of like character building to let you understand a little bit more why things happened. Let's begin with the beginning of the game. So the beginning of the game starts with Sarah on the couch waking up to her dad coming home from work. She gives him his present, they talk, they fall asleep, he takes her to her bed, and then she can't find her dad. So let's go to the episode. The morning of Joel's birthday, them cooking breakfast, talking in the morning, taking the money from his drawer to buy him the watch, talking to the neighbors, letting them know that Sarah will be going over later on that day. So just a little bit more character building, right? And just gets you to understand the feelings that they were feeling that day. One thing that was very interesting to me was in the game, it's Tommy that is calling Joel to let him know, like, hey, you need to get out of there, like we need to go. But then in the TV show, Tommy's in jail and Joel goes picks him up, and they both show up to the house to pick up Sarah. I found that kind of interesting. I feel like they're probably trying to play it into Tommy's personality. I did like that they replicated the clothes. I thought that was surreal. There was some scenes in there that were exactly the same, and I was like, whoa, it's like I'm playing the game. We have like when they're driving down and see the farm on fire. We have when they're turning onto the 71, when the patrol guard with Sarah, and that scene, like obviously it shows you that they built Sarah's character a little bit more, so you understand how close he was with his daughter, why it really broke him when that happened to Sarah. It's just very interesting to see how they made minor changes. When I was watching it, I was like, oh, that's so interesting that they decided to add this in, or that's so interesting they changed that like that's not how it happened. Like when they were in the town and they were driving in the game, they get hit by a bus or a truck, right? And then that's how Sarah gets injured, and then they get onto foot. But in the TV show, it was airplanes crashing, and then a piece like broke it off. My favorite scene out of all of them was when the guard catches them outside of the compounds and he's scanning them, and just like the game, Ellie stabs the guy in the leg. But how Joel gets in that spot where the guard is pointing the gun and he flashes back to the moment that happened to Sarah. I was like, is someone cutting onions or something? But I think that was so powerful because it shows you how their relationship's gonna grow and how much that still affects them to this day. I personally love the character Ellie. I love the sarcastic, her personality. I think the actress they got for that role is doing an amazing job on capturing that personality. I'm sure very diehard Last of Us fans were not disappointed. And overall, I think it was a really good episode. It did not disappoint. It hit all the timelines as it happened in the game. It didn't alter it completely. Obviously, there was different steps to that. And I like how the episode ended with Tommy's song coming on the radio. So you know he's gonna come eventually. And it's just building that suspense for the next episode. Let me know down in the comments, what did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What did you wish they did differently? I think they've done a really good job. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll break down episode 2 for you as well, so keep an eye out for that. If you're interested in more content like this on other shows, let me know.